Hi friends, it is Tuesday, so we know what that is. It is Tuesday training. I am excited about the topic today because it is about consistent systems. I know. For some of you, you may be going, oh man. But for others of you, maybe you're a little bit more excited. I don't know. I'm going to hope that you are. I will tell you that systems have completely saved my business, over the years. And I don't think that I really understood the importance of systems until maybe even probably about 3 or 4 years ago. So it really hasn't been that long that I've really understood the importance of having systems in a business, what they really meant, what they really looked like, and why it was a big deal. So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys today about. So let's unpack this for a quick second. Consistency, we all know what that means, right? So yeah, there we go. Okay, I think we got that. But the systems part, right? So when you hear the word systems, what do you normally think of? Maybe you're thinking of I don't know, like the systems at the post office, or when you go to ship a package through UPS, or you're tracking an order on your workstation, right? There's maybe some systems that you go through. Maybe you're thinking of apps, or you're thinking of ways that you do things. Yay! Oh, I'm so happy, Kimber. Yay! So happy for you. And so systems really are just that. They really are things. I want you to, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I should have written out a definition for you. But systems are the things that you do when you do a certain action in your business. So an action in your business would be sponsoring a new team member, right? Filling up your calendar each month, figuring out your PRV and your sales, where are those coming from? Training, if you've got team members that you have already sponsored and you're building and growing a team, maybe you have a system for them. Maybe you have a way that you do that. It really needs to be applied to all pieces of your business, honestly. And I will tell you again, right? I didn't really understand the importance of significance or why I really needed them. I was just like, well, okay, well, I just do what I do and that's it, right? Like, that's no big deal. And while that will work for you for a while, it will. I'm not going to lie. It worked for me for a while, right? I didn't start this business off as a business. I started this because I just liked the wax and warmers, particularly the scent called Echo, which still to this day, my numero uno. Oh, lost it in my club. I was gutted. So if we ever get that back and I bring back my bar and you want to be like, Jacqui, I want to make your day, vote for Echo. I don't think I'm going to be lucky anytime soon, but you know. Anyway, so I fell in love with the products. I liked the simplicity of having a warmer as opposed to a candle. I've always was, until, you know, a little over 10 years ago when I joined Scentsy. I was always a candle person. I had multiple candles in every room of my house. I've just always been that person who I wanted my house to smell happy or fresh or clean or like a mulberry bush or whatever, right? And so when I found Scentsy, I was like, oh, this is even better, right? Like I don't have to remember to blow it out. And our youngest, who's 12 now, you know, she was 2 then. And so I didn't have to only just keep things up on a very top shelf or on the mantle or things like that, right? I could maybe put it down onto the counter, or I had one that I kept on the corner table in the living room for a while. She never really messed with it, thankfully. Thank you, baby Jesus. But, you know, right? But it was still a lot safer of an option for me. And so for me, it was really just that hobby. I just liked what it was. I'll sell it when I sell it. It was no big deal. I didn't have a need for systems. Then I started, after about a year or so in, really kind of shifting my mindset, really wanting to do more for my family. Remember, we were still living, if you've listened to last week or my story, right? Like, we were living paycheck to not even paycheck. And so we really needed a new car. We needed a new car, but I mean, my job wasn't giving away bonuses or extra pay, and neither was my husband. So I needed to figure out a way to do that. And I kept seeing and hearing my friends in Scentsy talking about how they were able to, make like a consistent amount every single month, hashtag income disclosure, right? But I was like, okay, well, maybe there's something to this. Maybe I need to do that because, dang it, we need a car. So that was the initial goal. And so I started forming a business, right? I started to try and be more consistent in showing up. I tried to talk more about Scentsy. I was still working crazy hours. But every night when I would come home, I only had a corner of the couch. I didn't have an office. I had the corner of the couch, my little rolling cabinet, and my notebook. And so I'd sit down when I got home from work. Before I started cooking dinner, I'd be like, okay, what do I need to do today? All right, I think I had a couple people who said they were interested in buying, so I'm going to follow up with them. And we didn't have Amy. We didn't have any of that, right? So it was all like trial and error and a lot of learning and a lot of failing along the way. So with that, I kind of started realizing, because just the way that my brain works, I need structure. And I knew that if I had structure, if I created some sort of structure, I knew that I would just be better at whatever it was I was doing. I do the same thing here at home. I know, I am a complete and utter nerd, whatever you want to call it, right? Like, I plan out the days of the week I'm going to vacuum, because I vacuum like every other day. It's me. It's the way my brain works. I know. This is Jacqui. Welcome to the party, right? So I have to have structure. And so I knew that that was something I needed to do in order to get what I needed to get, right? To get the ability to be able to bring home enough in my Scentsy business to be able to make that car payment that we were going to go get, right? And it was like, oh my gosh. And I remember just being scared, going, oh my gosh, when we do this, like, this is a commitment, right? So like, if I don't make this money every month, this is a commitment, right? So then the fear kicked in, and maybe some of you can relate to that, right? Because for me, when fear kicks in, I kind of go into survival mode, and I'm like, okay, all right, I'm in survival mode now. We really need to get this ish in order, and we need to get started on something. So again, my business started changing, right? Things were changing in my business. I started getting more customers because I was talking about Scentsy more often. I was sharing a lot more about Scentsy. I was always either carrying a bag of testers with me or had catalogs with me. And so whenever I went to the store, I was handing that stuff out like it was candy, right? Everybody I saw, if somebody helped me in the aisle, I gave them like a catalog, and I always had little wax samples. Like, they were stapled at that time. I used staples for everything. I thought that was the way to do it. And it does, it works, right? But whatever. So, it would be a catalog with samples stapled to it, and I was just giving it out, right? Thank you so much for showing me where the bread was. Here you go, right? And that's what I did. But I started growing that customer base, and I was like, oh my gosh, look at this, right? I even started some videos, and I did a video about how I was organizing my business, and I still remember it to this day, because, hello, welcome to Jacqui. But I remember I had gone to, it was like back to school time. So I'd gone to the store, and I was getting, I don't even know if I was getting school supplies from Madison. I don't even think she was old enough for school then. Anyway, all of it was on sale, right? And I was like, oh, I like the composition notebook. So I got like a yellow one and a red one and a blue one. And I was like, okay, this is it, color coded. My blue one was like my customer one or my follow-up one. And My red one was like, you know, things I wanted to do in my business and whatever, right? So I had like 3 notebooks that I carried around with me everywhere. Little did I know, those notebooks were my systems. And I didn't even realize it. I didn't understand it again, right? Didn't understand it, didn't get the importance. Didn't even know I was doing it. And that's what it was, though. Because what systems can do for you is help you to organize your business, help you to organize all the things going on and keep up with all the things going on without driving yourself crazy in the process. It is possible. Obviously, as my business grew and my team grew, right, I very quickly grew out of the notebooks. It was just like, oh my gosh, I cannot keep up with this. It was easy when I had like 25 customers that I was working with. Now that I had like 100 customers, oh my gracious, like it was getting too hard to remember to write things down, and then I was running out of room, and then I'd have to like draw an arrow to like the next page because I didn't have any room on that page anymore, and it was chaos. So of course, me and my personality was like, okay, this has got to change. This is not working. So this is why, I tell you guys time and time again, if something's not working for you, pivot. Find a different way to look at it from a different perspective. Find inspiration, right? Now, I mean, back then I didn't have too many options on YouTube, but now you can go on YouTube and you can find all kinds of people talking about their systems, and some use a binder system. Cassie Baker, she is really, really good with her binder system. I've seen Trina's binder lately. If you guys haven't seen Trina's, I believe she shared some of her pictures in here, right? That binder system works great, right? So you can take them out, put them in, stay organized in that. There's apps that you can use, right? Like Amy for follow-up. If you're a spreadsheet person, you can use a spreadsheet. I personally love using Trello. I like it because it keeps things organized. All it is just you can pay for it, but you don't have to. There's a free version on it, and basically you're just organizing things in stacks is really what it looks like. But then of course I have my planner, and y'all know how I feel about my planner. It is my BFF. And so all of those things have kind of developed for me over the years. So I want you guys to really sit back and think about, what do your systems look like today? And you don't have to share them with us. If you feel comfortable, by all means, share, ask questions in the group. That's what it's there for, right? We're not here to judge. Trust me, I've done it all. I've done a Post-it note system. Let me tell you, didn't work. But I've done it all, literally. And so there is no judgment on if you have a system, what it looks like, how great it is, how not so great it is. Because let me tell you, like I said, I've gone through lots that were not so great. But feel free to use that space to ask questions, to get ideas or inspiration, right? And we will definitely help you out there. But systems are really, and one of the quotes, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember it off the top of my head. It is from the book Atomic Habits, which a lot of you may have heard of. The author is James Clear. It's an amazing book. He was one of our keynote speakers for Scentsy Family Reunion, the last one we had in person, which was in Austin, Texas in 2019. And he talks in the book Atomic Habits. It literally is systems, but what it is coming at it from the perspective of, these are habits that you're going to do. And habits, as we all know, right? The things that you do over and over and over and over again, like every day you wake up, right? Let's say, for example, here's a snapshot of Jacqui's day, right? Like I wake up, the alarm goes off, I rub the sleep from my eyes, I go wake up my 12-year-old, shake her, try to get her dressed and out the door and on the bus. Then I come back in, I will take my morning medication, I will usually check my emails. I do not respond to emails first thing in the morning. I'll tell you why. It's simply because I'm not ready. And sometimes I have found that if I respond to things too quickly, it doesn't come out right, or I've maybe forgotten or missed something. And more specifically, I haven't even woken up yet by that point, right? So, so I will do that, and then I will usually, sometimes, most times, lay back down for an hour or so. Then I will get up, I will make myself a cup of hot tea. I will open the windows in the house. I get my Scentsy fresh, and I usually will at least make the bed, spray the bed, and usually spray the couch. And then if I'm going to do laundry that day, remember I got a planner for that, right? So if I'm doing laundry that day, or if I'm vacuuming, whatever it is around the house, that's when I do that. And then I get dressed, and then I come in here to my office. And that's when I answer my emails and do all the things, right? Those are all habits that I do, right? However you want to look at that. And when you put those habits together, time and time and time, every single day, and yeah, there's going to be some nuances each day, right, here or there. But when you put those things together time and time again, those really become your atomic habits. Those really become your consistency, and they become your systems. That's my system for waking up, right? Every single day. And when you have that, you're able to organize things better. You're able to process things better. You're able just to run smoothly. We just went and got the oil changed in our, I call it a truck. It's an SUV. It's a Dodge Journey. It's not a truck, but I call it the truck. As soon as I drove out of Valvoline after getting the oil changed, it was like it was the brand new Dodge Journey I'd just gotten, right? It was like, oh, this baby girl is running so happy. She is she is loving this new oil, right? Like there was no sluggishness. There was no any of that, right? And that's what that feeling of having systems are. Being able to just get up and run. And 9 times out of 10, like I said, you don't even realize that all those things that you do every single day are really habits, that are really a system. So if we apply that to our business, that same concept of this is what I do in my business, then that's going to help you to stay organized, stay somewhat sane, right? Be able to keep up with all the curveballs and the LTOs and the, oh crap, I had no idea Harry Potter Redemption was even coming out on Monday, right? Like all the things that are going to happen, which they're going to happen. But at the end of the day, or the start of the day, right, you know that you've got your systems. So I was going to tell you that James Clear quote from the book. Let's see if I can remember it. Okay. We do not fail shoot. Wish I knew that quote now. Either way, it's about we rise or fail to the level of our systems. Basically, what the quote is about is that if you have a system, then that's going to help you to rise to the occasion, right? To rise to feeling more confident in your business, to being more successful, whatever success looks like for you. It's different for each of us. And at the same time, if those systems are not there, if we don't create those systems, we're going to fall, right? Because we've got no foundation in that business. And you hear the word foundation a lot when we talk about our business, right? We talk about building a foundation for your business when it comes to sponsoring and team building and all of those things. But let me tell you right now that if you were to draw like a diagram, my systems would be the foundation of what holds up all the cards to my card house. Because every time someone joins my team, there are steps that I do. Every time I personally sponsor a new consultant, there are things that I do. Every time that I do follow-ups, there are things that I do. every time that I'm reaching out to my customers or working with them, go to, oh, thank you, Cassie, saving the day. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Thank you. Thank you. Should have grabbed the book before I started. Yes, that is it. But that's the concept, right? We truly do need those systems in place. It's a big thing. And I will tell you, like I said, from my own personal experience, that there are days when I feel less than. There are days, sometimes many days in a row, when I feel like I am not the best consultant or I am not the best leader. Those are going to happen, friends. You're going to have those days. They're going to come. We hope that they don't come often. But when they come, it's okay to be in your feelings for a minute. It's okay to feel, oh, poop. Did I completely fail my new team member that joined? And did I not send anything? And did I not, I probably didn't even follow up, right? And feeling all of those feelings of failure and feeling the less thans and all the icky stuff, right? It's okay to feel that. But just like everything else, right? We don't unpack and live there. So if you don't have systems, I don't want you to feel like you're failing. I don't want you to feel like you've done your business wrong. I don't want you to feel any of that stuff. And if you do, fine. Feel it for a minute. Set a timer on your phone for like an hour and be like, for an hour, I'm going to be grumpy and sad. And I'm going to just tell myself that I suck. And then after that hour, when that timer goes off, poof, you're done. Okay? So let it have its time. Then we move past it. That's what we do here. This is the way. So you're going to start creating systems or maybe looking at systems that you didn't even know you had, right? Those of you who utilize Amy, that is a system. That's a follow-up system, right? If you use it, and we've recently had a training on Amy, and you know that you can go to the Sell with Amy, Scentsy powered by Amy, I think is what it really is. I will rebump it in the group, but there is a group on Facebook that the people who run Amy, they do trainings all the time. If you ask questions in that group, they will answer, right? Okay, they're there to help you. There's tons of videos and all kinds of things with Amy. I will tell you that even on the last training that we did with Becky, I learned a heck of a lot with systems, or with Amy, that I realized I was duplicating in other places when really I could keep it all within Amy. And I thought I knew Amy pretty well, right? Hello, right? We all are learning. We're all learning. I will forever be a student. I will always be learning because I am always just trying to be better than myself. I'm trying to be a better Jacqui today than I was yesterday. And I'm trying to be a better leader today than I was yesterday, right? So it's me against me. And so I need to set myself up for success. So I want you to take a good look at what do? Do you have systems in place? And if not, take a piece of paper, type it up on a Word document, whatever it is that you want to do, right? Take a whole bunch of Post-it notes, put them on the wall, okay? Whatever you need to do. And I want you to sit down and look at what do I do when someone joins my team? What do I do when when I sponsor a new person? Because those are different, right? For those of you who have a team that you're growing, a personally enrolled consultant is yours, right? That's somebody that you sponsored, they joined under you, that's you. Maybe Cassie is on my team and Cassie sponsors a new team member today. That is helping that person get acclimated. That's not my personal frontline, right? That's not my personally enrolled consultant. So those two look a little bit different for me. If you're not there yet, then that's fine. You don't need a system for that yet. Don't worry. Don't worry, okay? I also want you to look at when someone orders from you, what do you do? When you are looking to fill your calendar to get sales, what do you do? When you are having conversations about people joining your team, what do you do? When you are looking at social media and how are you going to market your business this week, what do you do? And be honest with yourself, right? You don't have to be honest with me, your sponsor, your director, nobody else, just you. You, remember, it's you against you. Me against me, that's it. That's how we roll, okay? But be honest with yourself and say, okay, obviously, I don't have a system, or I don't have steps for when somebody joins my team, and that's okay. Because you know what? You're starting. And that's the good thing. That's what counts. Is you're going to take the steps to be a little bit better. Because remember, it's just you against you. That's it. That's it. So, we are going to be talking about how to do those. And I want to be able to give you guys a good look at my systems. And so, when someone joins my team, and I can always do this visual, and I know I'm on my phone here, and maybe I can do a Zoom later, and show you visually what it looks like. But I will tell you, I use Google Docs, Google Documents, right? And so on my Google Docs, I have templates that I've written, and I do update them about usually every 2 to 3 months. But I have a Google Doc for when someone joins my team, to where it's literally everything is written out. So if you've joined under Jacqui, then maybe you'd recognize the email, right? And it's like, hello, happy join day. Welcome to Scentsy. I'm so excited to have you here. I want to be able to make sure you have resources that you need and get logged into the workstation, right? So I've literally like written everything out that they don't need to go through right then and there. But they can chunk it out and go, okay, I want to log into my workstation. Okay, she told me to go to here. I can click on this, right? Go here, go here. Okay, now I want to be able to see what my fast start goals are. Maybe that shooting star thing and that sensational start thing. What in the world was she talking about there? Click, 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 right? So it's literally an email, but it's just written on a Google Doc. So it's always saved. I don't have to go searching through my email and remember where I saved it or what folder it's in or anything like that, right? It's just on my Google Docs. I pull up my Google Docs, I copy it, I open an email when I get the email from Scentsy that says, congratulations, your team is growing, right? And it gives you their email and their name. I don't think it even gives their phone number right there, but you have an email and you have a name, right? So all I do is I've gone into Google Docs, opened Google Docs, select all, copy, go into my email, click on that welcome email, click on the email to send it, right? And I put like welcome to Scentsy in the subject line, and then in the actual email, paste. Boom, everything's right there. Took me 2 seconds to do that. And what that is my system for at least getting them, hello, here's some information to get you started, right? That's not everything that they need to know, right? But it's enough to get them started. And I don't want to vomit everything all at once, right? So I want to give them time to kind of digest that email and all of those things. So that's what I do when someone joins my team. That is the very first thing that I do. Step 1, send the Google Doc. Welcome to Scentsy. Email, whatever you want to call it. Okay? The next thing that I do, and if you've got a binder system like Cassie or Trina, right? Maybe you have a binder and you've got a whole section in your binder that you can then write down. Okay, Cassie Baker joined my team today. And then now I do mine in my Trello board. And I will show you all Trello later if you're interested in it. But I will say it's probably a little bit more advanced unless you're kind of into the whole program thing. It may not even be for you. So I will show it for those who are interested, but I will say it probably is not for everybody. I'm just a visual person and I'm a nerd. That's how I do it. But you can do it in your binder system, right? And so on there, or on my board, or in your binder, right? So you'd write their name. I always write what their 15th day is, because that's their shooting star date. And then I write their 70th day, right? That's the end of their sensational start period. And then I will write their cell phone number, so I can text them or call them if they prefer phone calls, which most don't, but you know, whatever. I will put their email in there. I will also put their address in there. Now, I do that in a Trello board thing, right? But you can do that in a binder, okay? So, in fact, I'm sure we've probably got and I think I do have on the Google Drive, which again, I'll bump that up for those of you who don't know where it is. This is my customer follow-up one, but basically the same thing, right? You just fill in the lines, fill in the blanks every time, right? So that for me is my step 2 when someone joins my team. Step 3 is then, if I'm not friends with them already, I'm trying to find them on Facebook or look for them, because in that email, I have given them the links to the hashtag Scent365 trading page and to the Bliss page. And so I'm either waiting for them to request to join, or I'm trying to find them on Facebook so I can get them in there. Why? Because these groups have a lot of resources, right? And I want them, first and foremost, to realize that they have resources. Second of all, I want them to see that we have a community here for them. And that we're you know, all the things that we do, right? So that's number 3 for me when someone joins my team. So if I had a wall of Post-it notes, each one of these would be a Post-it note, right? Or if I had a binder system, it would look like this. And you'd see my Trello board later. All of those things. And then once that initial stuff is gone, that's when I usually will give them a few days. If they haven't reached out in a handful of days, usually maybe about, I don't know if I really even have an exact number of days, but whatever. If I haven't heard from them, or if I haven't seen them joining the groups, I will try and reach out. And that's my attempt to reach out and say, hey, I wanted to welcome you. If you've got any questions, right? All the things. That's usually like a step 4, and then reminding them about their shooting star date coming up. And I have my boss strategy guide, right? That's their fast start guide. Sorry, Heroes tearing into a stuffed animal behind me. So I have that I send them, that also helps them to schedule their first party, whether it's on Facebook or a home party or whatever. And they kind of have that as a guide to help them go through it. Again, that is in the Google Drive. I will bump that up again for you guys so you can take a look at that. And it shows them that. So that's another step. So that's my system for when I personally sponsor a new team member. So that's a straight up example. That's what I do. For my follow-ups with customers, I use Amy. And I utilize those templates. So the same thing, I try and work smarter, not harder. So I will go into Amy, and usually if I am really ready to rewrite a lot of templates, I will do it from the desktop. Otherwise, the phone works just fine, okay? The phone works just fine. And I will sit down and I will update my templates because the very first thing that I do after somebody orders from me is I send them a thank you. And it is literally just that. It is as simple as that, actually. It is just, thank you so much for your order. I appreciate you supporting my mama run business. Pretty much is what it says, right? I'm not trying to resell them. I'm not trying to do anything. It is literally a thank you. Thank you for your order. I appreciate you. And that is it. And then I think in my Amy, I think I've got it set up to like 3 days after the 4 days after that, something like that, is when another touch point goes out to say, you know, because by then I always will pull up my workstation and check to see, has their order shipped out, or is it going to ship out, or if it's coming to me, like what's the status. So usually I'll wait till about that time point, reach out again. Hey, I just wanted to give you a heads up. Your order's on its way. I'm so excited for you to get it. In the meantime, here is the link to my VIP group. I'd love to have you in there. And then I also will throw in like my Instagram and all of that, right? So again, it's more of a thank you, a quick touch point. Here's your tracking number, or I've tracked it. It looks like it's arriving on Tuesday, whatever. I kind of will fill in the blank there, okay? So the template in my Amy looks a little jumbled, but I know what I'm trying to say in that. Again, I'm not trying to resell at that point. Not doing it. I'm still in the thank you stage, okay? I'm still in appreciation stage. After they've gotten their items, I usually will wait and give them some days, right? Because not everybody is excited as we are when a box arrives, but some of them are, but some of them are not, right? It's not that big of a deal to them. They're just, you know, cool, I got my stuff in. But I will give them a few days, and then I will follow up and say, hey, have you unboxed that warmer yet? What do you think of the summer rain warmer? Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to get mine in, right? So again, my template, I have a template in Amy for that, for after they get their order. And it is, you know, have you had a chance to open it? How is everything? Are you loving the scents, right? Again, it's more of just a touch point. I am not reselling at that point either. Now, if you do, that's fine. If it's working for you, that's fine. I'm telling you what I do, okay? So take it for what it is. Take it for what it is. At that point, I'm not trying to sell. Nothing. So I do have some customers, I will say, I do have some customers that even after I've just sent that initial thank you, sometimes I've had them go back and reorder again. They're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I actually wanted to grab a few more things and I hopped on the website, right? Awesome, right? Like those are awesome customers, but not everybody, and not every customer is going to be that way, okay? So all of that. And then I have it for 2 weeks after they've gotten their order. And again, I've got an Amy template for that. And really what that is I hope that you've been, and I try and personalize it depending on what they've ordered. And with Amy, it connects to your workstation, right? So I can see their order. Maybe they ordered cleaning products. Maybe they ordered wax and warmers. Maybe they ordered laundry stuff, whatever it is, right? So my Amy template, I can say, how are you loving the washer whiffs and the Scent Soft? I personally can't do laundry without it. I want you to know we've got a brand new scent available in the line, if they didn't buy it, right? Of Coral Waters and Magnolia Linen. Oh my goodness, they're fantastic. I've also got mine on my way. I cannot wait. Be watching your mail because I've got some happy mail headed your way. And that's when I'm really more or less giving them an idea of their next order. But what am I doing? I am sharing, not selling. Sharing, not selling. Okay? That's when I normally will then, on my Trello board is when I put them, I have a new card and it says Happy Mail. And that's when I kind of move them over to the Happy Mail spot. And now they're ready to get some Happy Mail. And you guys know, we've talked about Happy Mail a lot, right? Now I'm kind of revamping mine. My Scentsy Club people, they get the whole wham bam thank you ma'am, because Scentsy Club is really what I'm looking to build right now in my business. So they're getting the Jacqui Happy Mail, right? Okay, they're getting that. Now, for my other orders, I am usually using the number 10 envelope, right? The long envelope. And I'm either throwing in, like right now, today actually, I'm making up my samples of the Valentine's Day collection, and I'm making those up just on the little nail strips, so they're going to be real thin because I'm trying to keep my postage at a minimum. So I can make those up and putting those into my Happy Mail with a little thank you card. I have my story that I printed off on a rack card, so I just have that, and I have my thank you, and then I write a little note. Yep, I write a note. And then I put it in the envelope, one stamp, out the door. Thank you so much, right? And then after I've done that, I move them on my Trello board to post Happy Mail, right? So that's how it works for me. That's my system. So I wanted to walk through those things with you. And again, it may seem redundant. It may seem like, well, duh, Jacqui, I knew how to do that. But are you doing that consistently? And maybe for some of you, you're like, yeah, I do it. And then I get off track. And some weeks, I don't do it at all. That's okay. Because that's what we are here talking about today is, and I will tell you, the reason why my business continues to grow month after month after month. For the past 6 months, I can tell you that my PRV has done this. Okay? It's going up. It's not because I'm getting lucky. It's not just because I'm a star director. Trust me, that has nothing to do with it. In our customers' eyes, they could care less what titles we are, right? They could care less. It's all about being consistent. So when they get that happy mail, when they get that email that says thank you, right? All of those things we are pouring into our customers. So that way the next time they want Scentsy, who are they going to go to? They're going to be like, oh yeah, she said thank you. She sent me those emails. Oh my gosh. Sent me that little happy mail package with those new scents. Oh, I loved those, right? Those are the things that they remember. And those are the reasons why they're going to come back and reorder from you. So being consistent in doing all of these things, being consistent with your sponsoring system that I just walked you through too, right? Those are the things that your new team members, it's going to help them start them off on the right foot. So you're going to have team members who feel stronger about their own business that they just started, whether it's a hobby, whether it's a business, whether it's a side hustle, whatever. You're building all of those things every time you're being consistent in your system. So that is why systems are the foundation. That is why when you get lost in your business and you're like, I don't even know where to start. I feel like I haven't touched my business in like the last 2 months. I don't even know what to do. Look at your systems. And I don't care if it's been 6 months since that person ordered and you're like, yeah, I never followed up. I don't care. Because you know what? There is no expiration date on a thank you. There is no expiration date on a follow-up. So follow up. Thank you so much for your order back in June, whatever it was, right? I've done it. And do you think that I've had a customer email me back and go, thanks so much, Jacqui, right? No, they're still happy. They're like, oh yeah, by the way, I was thinking about Scentsy, or I saw a thing on Facebook the other day about Scentsy, and I had a question. That's usually what I find ends up happening when I've contacted somebody who maybe I forgot the follow-up steps, or I let it just slip through the cracks. That's usually what happens. But being consistent in your business, we talk about that with everything, right? It's going to help you grow. But being consistent with how you work your systems and consistently looking at your systems. Like I said, about usually every 3 months, I am looking at all my systems. What is working? What is not working? I have a whole list in here that I did last week of what is working and what is not working. It is a page with a line down the middle. Working, not working. Let me tell you, the not working list was a lot longer than the working. And that's okay, right? That's okay. Because that gives me an opportunity to say, okay, how can I improve? Or I need inspiration. And I'll open up YouTube. Or I'll look on the Facebook pages. Or I see somebody posting something on Instagram and I'll reach out and I'll say, hey, just quick question. How do you do that? Or do you have a link to how you did that? Or where did you get that? Or whatever, right? If I'm finding inspiration there. So you have the ability to control your business. You have the ability to work your business according to you, not to me, not to your director, not to your sponsor, not to anybody else, on your schedule. How it works for you. What it looks like for you. Because I had a quick conversation with Trina last night, because she is in the Hustle to Director program, right? And she's working, they're actually working on systems this week, so this was kind of timely. Happy little accident, which worked out really well for them, and for you. But she specifically was like, when I redid my systems, and she has her binder system, right? And what she did is she personalized all of her sheets because she loves Beauty and the Beast. And so she personalized them with pictures of Beauty and the Beast and little roses and, little things all around her pages. And you know what? It brought her joy. And when something brings you joy, what do? You usually gravitate back towards it. She's like, oh my gosh, ever since I did that, I find myself using it more. She actually wants to sit down and write down the customer information and do the follow-ups and make sure to check those boxes, because she's excited to use those pretty pages that she spent time working on, right? So that's what I mean by be consistent, make it you. If that's what you need to do, right? Maybe you're not Beauty and the Beast. Maybe you're glitter and confetti, right? glitter this page up. Whatever you got to do that's going to make you want to go back and look at it and use it time and time again. Make it yours. Doesn't have to look like everybody else's. And it doesn't have to work for anybody but you. So if you're somebody who's on the go, I will tell you, I want to share this last thing before I go, because I know I've gone over this week. I've kind of drawn this out. But I will tell you, when I worked my job and the lovely cubicle life that I was living, I didn't have my iPad then. I actually had a Microsoft Surface that was like my personal laptop, but whatever. But I didn't really utilize it like I do my iPad. If I was working at a job, I would take my iPad and use it. But what I did is I actually had my planner notebook. And it was just a planner / notebook. It just had extra pages in it. And that thing went with me to the job, to home, to wherever I went, right? And it literally was my BFF. It went everywhere I did. So even if I only had 10 minutes during my lunch break, I could sit down and be like, okay, when I get home, and I would like put little check marks. I need to follow up with this person, this person. Oh, I already did that one. Okay, this person. And then that way when I got home, I was ready to go. My system was there. I was ready to go, jump right in. So if you're somebody who is still in the job, right, and you're working back and forth and you're like, yeah, I can't keep up with anything, get yourself a notebook, get a planner. If you've got an iPad, or use your phone, right? I'm sure even if you're Android, I love you still. I'm an Apple girl. But use the notes section on your phone. I'm pretty sure you have one, right? The point is, start doing it. And if there's apps that will help you, like Trello or Google Docs, right? Or whatever. I'm trying to like think of different apps. I don't know, whatever. There's lots of apps out there. If there's apps that will help you and you know that you'll use them, then use them. Amy, sorry, that's like the main one, right? Duh. I like Amy because it tells me what to do. And I need that in my life some days. Most days. Probably every day. So utilize things like that, okay? Use what is going to work for you. Make it personal to you. Because just saying, oh, well, that works for Jacqui, let me copy her thing, that might work for you, and that's great if it does. But if it doesn't, don't hesitate to pivot and change it and flip it around and turn it backwards again, and then go, okay, well, I can use a piece of this and a piece of that, and then you can Frankenstein your own system together. That's where dreams are made. That's honestly where businesses grow, is by making those systems and making those changes and pivoting when you need to. So try and think of ways. I want you to sit down this week or this weekend, whenever you've got some extra time, and make yourself that list. What's working, what's not working. And be honest with yourself. Like I said, it is not for anybody but you. Your eyes only, right? And make that list. I did it. Yeah, it was hard. And yeah, I realized I got a lot of stuff I got to fix up, right? Made myself my own list. I got it. But I'm working on it. And that's okay. So that's what systems are. That's what being consistent with your systems is going to do for your business. So I hope this has helped. Like I said, I will try and do a Zoom either today or tomorrow where I actually show you, for those of you who might be interested, my Trello board. I'll even show you my Google Docs. And that way you can kind of see my screen and see it visually. If you're like me, which that's how I am a visual learner. I'll even open up my Amy for you as well, too. We can look at that, too. And anything else y'all want to look at, just holler at me and let me know. I'll be more than happy to share what mine looks like. So that might help some of you who are feeling lost, or you're like, yeah, I've heard about that, but I didn't really know how it worked, right? I will walk you through it. I got no problem doing that, because I know it would have helped me 1,000 times over. If somebody would have done that for me years ago, maybe I'd have a lot bigger customer base now. Maybe I'd already be an SSD. I don't even know, right? But I want it to be able to help you, and the sooner I can help you, the better, right? For you to be more successful in your business. Remember, success is what you determine it to be, okay? And what you want from this business, what you're working for, what your why is. That's what's important, is you are doing that for you. So I love you guys. I will talk to y'all later. And let's see, what do we have going on this week? Oh, and don't forget, on Wednesday, we will be doing another Three Amigas, which is our unscripted, silly, ridiculous, fun, Scentsy chat. So if you want to join us for that, we will be doing that Wednesday, probably about like 7 or 8 o'clock Central. We'll try and put a time out there so y'all will know, but they are recorded as well on my YouTube, so you can find them there if you've missed those or want to see the fun circus that is the Three Amigas. So that's what we do. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Have a